Well, good morning. My name is Dr. Joel Badal, and I've been serving at Moody Bible Institute now since 2005 in a variety of different capacity as a part-time instructor. I do serve with another ministry, international ministry, and you can look at my bio information and get connected with me through LinkedIn, any of the social media, Facebook. Be glad to talk with you outside of class on any given theological question that you might be having. But for the nature of this course, Story and Structure of the Bible, we're looking at two specific words, story and structure. And I think we often get misguided when we think that the Bible is not a story. It is a story that has an introduction, it has a rising action, a climax, falling action, and then finally a conclusion. If we think in those lines, the majority of the Old Testament is a story. It's an unfolding of God's revelation about a human family going through all the consequences of sin. And then we see God's blessing when they're obedient and following His ways, and they remain as God's covenant people. So a story. It has a beginning, it has rising action, it has a climax, it has a falling action, and finally it has that conclusion where it wraps all the ideas and thoughts about what the author or the narrator was trying to convince us about. We move to structure because every given passage has structure, has boundaries, has an understanding of where we should stop and consider, a question maybe we should poise at the text. So structure, boundaries. And with structure, we go into a text with good observation skills. And in any observation, we might ask those big investigated questions such as who, what, where, when, why, and how. Those are great questions to ask about any given passage or genre, whether it's a psalm, whether it's a gospel, or whether it's Paul's letters or John's or Peter's. We're looking at the text with eyes wide open, asking those big theological questions and even principles that could be learned that are transnational, transcultural, that it could be applied in any given culture, geographical place. And so we look at the story, the single line of thought from beginning all the way to the end. Now, it might be specifically to that book, it might be specific to that passage, but then when we think about the grand scheme of God's redemptive plan, we look at Genesis all the way to Revelation, and we're saying that there is this one single storyline of God's redemption, of rescuing people from their sins and Him delivering them from their bondage. And then we look at the structure, the boundaries that guard our interpretation. In essence, that's what hermeneutics is, and it's that science or the practice of interpreting biblical genre and trying to ascertain what exactly is the author trying to get after. So that's the context of this course. It's designed for you to think about an audience that you have in mind that you would like to work toward a theological thematic study. So early on this week, you should be selecting the primary audience that you're going to direct your final paper around. There is no peer review. You're going to see that in the syllabus and also in the grade book that you're required to submit the peer review, which is your theological paper due at the end of the course. We will not be doing that for this course. We have found that trying to pair you up in groups for people to look at their paper, it has not worked well. And what's happened is students have complained that my partner's not emailing back or not responding to my paper. So we will put that aside. And you just need to work from the beginning. I'm going to choose an audience. It could be a preschool audience. It could be a sermon. It could be a youth group audience. Really, it's open for you to think through. And then you need to begin examining your theological theme in light of that audience. And thinking through questions and even application is going to be necessary as you work through it. There are other assessments, some little small assessments along the way. Some are in chart form where you just fill in a chart. There's a question, you fill in the chart, and then you submit it. There's a section on the Psalms that you'll have to give a short summary on, meant to actually be practical and connecting it back to the reading of course that week. All of the reading requirements, if there's PDFs and things of that sort, are in your lesson resources, which are in every week's lesson. It's toward the bottom of the screen, so you want to scroll all the way down to the last folder, and you'll find those PDFs located in those sections. I'm here for you, so when I say I'm here for you, you can connect with me either by Skype, Google Hangout. I am also on various social media platforms such as LinkedIn and Facebook. You're more than welcome to invite me as a friend, and I'll likely say yes. Again, my telephone number and my email and the various ways to connect with me are there for you. Feel free to connect. Love to talk with you. I do travel a little bit and between my ministry sites, and just want you to recognize that. And sometimes an email might take longer to respond to than a phone call. So if you would like a quicker response, you might want to text me and or call me within that hour, and I'll likely respond faster than maybe an email than at the end of the day. I hope that helps and sets the framework for this course. Check out my bio in the Introduction to Instructor section. And again, read over your syllabus. Make sure you know what's due. What I found in similar classes and even this class is that students forget to submit their reading assignments, which are easy points. So make sure every week you're putting in what you've done for that week and for the necessary points. Otherwise, at the end of the course, you might find yourself thinking you're getting an A when actually you're pulling a C. There's no way you can fail this course unless you don't do the work. And that's simply an encouragement or an exhortation to you. The only way you can fail is you not doing the work and submitting it on time. So I hope that sets the groundwork for your time here, and look forward to connecting you maybe by email or the other social media platforms as you have opportunity. Take care, and may God bless you.